may begin on the WISDAA website's High School Speech Contests webpage, and as long as it's after the registration opening time, you may click the blue Initial Registration SpeechWire button, and that will bring you to the Speech Initial Subdistrict Registration page on SpeechWire. There's important information on this page that you may wish to refer to, but for now, click the registration button and then enter your login information to access SpeechWire. You'll begin by clicking the icon to begin entry and read very carefully through the terms and conditions of registration, including the legal requirements that you have of your school and that your school administrators will expect you to be aware of, including new items number 7 about youth protection policies at UW-Madison pertaining to the State Speech Festival, as well as number 8, which involves re-registering for the State Speech Festival as a condition of being able to participate at UW-Madison. Once you have acknowledged, you may select Yes, my team will participate and click Submit Response. You'll get a success message and you can click the button Return to Tournament Homepage. Now you'll see 2 additional icons that appear. Select Time Slot for State. You'll click this right away, and while it may seem counterintuitive to do this before you've even begun the season, it's basically here to allow you to plan ahead with transportation and, if necessary, lodging. So you will see any number of time slots available based on what is still not booked to capacity. So say, for instance, I wish to do Saturday at 9:30 a.m. I can select that and click Save Selection, and you'll see the purple text now changes to Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Once that's done, you click Return to Tournament Homepage, and then you click the next icon for required information. As the instruction on the top of the screen indicates, you must provide at least one non-fax phone number in order to register entries. We really prefer a cell phone number because that is usually the most immediate and accessible way to reach coaches in the case of any kind of urgent emergency during any point in the contest series. For instance, if we have to cancel at the last minute due to a weather issue or anything like that. Once you've put in at least one of those first 3 types of phone numbers, you may click Save Information and then Return to Tournament Homepage. Now you'll see several additional icons have appeared, including Update Your Entries, where you'll actually assign students to the different categories. So for example, let's say I have a 2-person group interpretive reading entry. So I will click Add Entry, and it prompts me to then have names. Any names that are already in my roster will auto-complete just like Yolanda Berg did. And then if I want to add somebody, I can just type their name and then that will automatically add to my roster later. And I can click Update Entries, and now you'll see that entry is programmed under Group Interpretive Reading. Right now it is set to be regular, but if I intend for them to be virtual so that I can add a video link, I can do that by selecting Virtual. And just make sure anytime you make changes on the page, you click Update Entries. If you wish to drop an entry, which you can do at will before the registration closes for your particular subdistrict, which is set by your subdistrict host or your district chair, you can click Drop and then Update Entries, and it will drop. In this case, I'm just going to leave this here though because I want to do some other things. So next, it'll automatically prompt you to enter or update your judges or adjudicators, or you can return to the tournament homepage and also get there by clicking Update Your Adjudicators. URLs and group titles are important. If you have any kind of group entry, it'll prompt you for group interpretive reading or play acting to enter the title, which just makes it easier for you to refer to that entry. So in the example of group interpretive reading, I'll just put in a particular title. So we'll put in Where the Sidewalk Ends, and I can return later to put in the video URL. I haven't recorded it yet because we've barely started the season. So return to homepage, and now we'll go to Update Your Adjudicators. And this starts by prompting you to search for a certified adjudicator, which is just an accountability measure to make sure that we are using certified adjudicators at each level. So I'll just type in a fairly common name like Johnson, And once I find the one that does apply to me, make sure that it is the person that you think it should be. You can add them, and then that puts them in. And you can go to edit and indicate if they're not planning to judge other levels. And let's just say this person is a clean, neutral judge. That is, they do not know any of the students from my school that I'm coaching. You can actually select yes, which will allow them to be put in to judge the students from your school, which just helps with flexibility in assigning judges at each festival. So make sure you understand the important information, and when you are done adding your adjudicators, you can return to the festival homepage. And then this is really important, a new step added with the 2022 season, and that's to select your festivals. And all of the different sub-districts and district festivals are pre-populated in here, so you can indicate which one you plan on going to. In districts 1 and 12 in particular, you can choose the date and location that works best for your particular needs as a school. If you want your entire school to go to a virtual festival, you can note that right away at any level. And once you are confident or feel good with your particular selections, you can click Save Selections. You can always return back to select your festivals and change them here. Aside from districts 1 and 12, if you wish to choose a festival date and location that is outside of your normally assigned subdistrict, you must first have the approval of your district chair. At the district level, you need approval of both your district chair and the chair of the district of a different district that you would be attending. Then, and this is the more useful feature, is you can request different festivals for entry. So once you have your different entries in, you can select a different festival for the sub-district level as well as for the district level. State will work a little bit differently, and that will happen when you re-register, in particular for the state festival. You can also make these kinds of requests when you re-register for the district level after your entries advance from the sub-district level and the district festival opens their registration for you to do so. There's additional video guidance and pages in the handbook that reference that. When you designate some of your entries to attend a different festival, you also must return to the judges screen to indicate which adjudicators will be attending those other festivals, because you are expected to have adjudicators at every festival in which you have contestants participating. Individual festivals may waive that requirement, especially if you just have one entry, but some may need that additional adjudicator because that additional entry could throw that particular festival into needing an additional room worth of evaluation of contestants. If you do select a virtual festival for your entire squad, you will have to complete a separate form on the high school speech contests page where it's an entire team virtual request, and you need to fill out the form justifying why you need to do that. And then this just gets reviewed by a committee, and it's just an accountability measure because part of the social emotional benefit of participating in this activity is to do so in person. So your students meet kids from other schools and have the opportunity to travel and learn from those experiences as well. So we just want to make sure that there's a certain degree of accountability, but we just want to know why schools may be participating entirely virtually, and you can enter that accordingly. Finally, there is the enter accessibility requests. And this is where for any contestant or adjudicator, you can add a request by selecting the particular student. You can note the type of request. So let's say, for example, it's autism spectrum. It will pre-populate instructions to adjudicators, which you can modify as you see fit to customize that for that particular student. The adjudicators will see on their master ballot anything under instructions to adjudicators. If there's something that you want the manager of the festival or the host to know, you can type that in the description area, and all of that information will be held confidentially both the manager and adjudicators will see what's in here. Only the manager will see what's in the description field, and then you can select submit, and then you're all set. Let's say we also have a dietary restriction for Nicole Sanchez. We can put that in accordingly, and really a dietary restriction for Peanut is all you really need to know, and you can hit submit, and you can see that there's different accessibility requests for that same person. And when you are satisfied with that, you can click return to home page, and then you return back to all of this. You can also click view your entries for confirmation. That just summarizes everything you've put in, and that's basically everything you need to know. I will just add, however, because we get this question a lot, I want to confirm what my time slot for state is. If you click select time slot for state, you'll see that it's in large purple boldface as a confirmation, and if you need to change it, you can do so here. If you see fewer options, that means that other time slots have been fully booked. Thank you for watching this instructional video, and if you have additional questions, please consult the WISDAA High School Speech Handbook or contact the state office at office@wisdaa.org.